My friend and I were so close that her husband even became my friend. She treated me like a sister. She was so nice to me. Most times I go to her house without even calling her. I visit her anytime. And if I visit her and she's not at home, me and her husband stays together just before she comes back. Then one day, I visited and she wasn't around. The husband was around. He got drink and said we should just sit down and while away time while we wait for her. One thing led to another and we had a moment of weakness together. I couldn't believe what just happened. I left without even waiting for her to come back. She called and I told her that I will come back later, but I never came back again. I was just so ashamed of my act. She kept asking me why I don't come to her house anymore. How can I tell her what happened? She's so good to me. 3 weeks later, I was now feeling so strong and I went to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, I was told I'm pregnant. Then I told her husband. He was so happy because for 5 years he has been married to his wife. They've not had an issue. Then he begged me to keep the baby and promised to give me anything I want. I didn't know what to do. If I keep this baby and she finds out, she'll be torn apart because I should be the last person she'll be expecting this from. So after much thought and discussion with him, we agreed on not telling her. Then one day she came to my house to know why I've not been to her house since. Then I told her that I was pregnant and I don't know if I want to continue with it because I don't know the father of the baby. And she was like, keep the baby. And I asked her, will you help me to train the child if I give birth to the child? She was so excited and said, yes, of course she will. And I said, okay, no problem. I am going to keep the baby because of you. You will have the child after I deliver. She was so surprised that I could offer that. Considering the fact that she has no child yet and the child is going to come from me, she was happy. Not knowing that the child is actually the husband's child. She took care of me, arranged the baby shower. The bond between us became stronger, but I was still broken inside. I didn't know how to tell her that this child is actually for her husband. What am I going to do? How do I live with this all my life? On the day of the delivery, she was with me and then she asked me after delivering, do you really want to still do this? And I looked at her and said, yes, of course I want to. The baby is yours and not mine. Guys, what am I going to do? This guilt is much. End of my story. She's asking what is she going to do. My food is ready.